There you are. You live.
All right. What's up, everybody? What's going on? It's the review. It's with your boy Jason Carter. Again, it's another great Wednesday. We can't say Wednesday. Can we say Wednesday?
I mean, it is really.
I mean, it is Wednesday, but for editing purposes.
The show comes on every Wednesday. They better deal with this.
But truly, we got another week ahead of us, and it's been a great week. I got my special guest in the building, Jacoy Griffin. He's here, and we're going to talk to him shortly. I got Husky behind the camera, or in front of the camera, and he is the lighting for today.
Yeah.
He's the light-skinned lighting for today.
I'm doing dual roles.
So if you don't see him, he's in the background. How you doing, Husky?
Do you have a sponsor? How you doing?
I do have a sponsor, man.
What's their name again?
I was going to get to them.
They get their first shout out at the end of the show.
They get 3 shout outs. So we got a new sponsor today, and we thank God for Gayami Furniture and Accents for turning your ideas into reality. So you guys have any ideas? There are our African American version of IKEA. So if you have any ideas of what you want to do as far as furniture, for furnishing your house, your bathroom, etc., they are the people to go to. Their number is 866-493-6387. And then you can also get them on GayamiFurniture.com. And I will put all that stuff up at the end of the show. And I will constantly put a flyer out to shout them out. So we thank God for them. Major shout out to them. So go visit them. You don't want to miss your blessing with Gayami Furniture and Accents. Yeah. All right. Jacoy, what's up, man? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man.
Man, this is my first time meeting you.
We did a show together.
Did you?
In the middle of nowhere.
Well, my bag. I was at Walk-Ons earlier. I had the catfish. That's the worst smell in the world to have.
I wish you could see this.
The Saints don't want you to be funky.
This is true.
Yeah.
Because I will talk about you. I'm that one.
Husky, man.
I talk about people that's funky. I do.
Yeah,
I let them know.
We do.
Like, there's no reason a grown man or woman should be funky anywhere.
The upper lip with the upper room.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Like some people you meet and you be like, so you didn't do 3 taps or more on your deodorant? Like, so you didn't, that's not your ministry.
Like 20 seconds each underarm. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta hit them, especially when you big.
Right.
Like, you shouldn't be big doing 2 taps.
With me, man,
on your deodorant.
I got 2 sets of deodorant.
That
one
part.
for the underarms and other places that God don't want me to be musty.
That part.
Oh, man.
What
I do?
I hate you.
What I do?
Because I just thought about what you said.
All right.
But yeah, man, Jacoy is a bad singer, boy.
Man, yes, he is.
He sings in real life. Like some people sing.
Yeah.
He sings in real life. And then they was cutting up the whole trip because I was driving. They acted a plumb fool the entire trip.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yes, he do. That's why he trying to get me shut up.
Man, there's no other Jacoy in the United States, brother.
But he's really nice.
Really?
He's really nice. Mm-hmm. We don't count them. We don't count them.
They don't count.
Like, they be like, there's other good Darnells. And your point?
Yeah.
What's your point?
It's a 1.2 billion Jasons in there, but it's only me.
Only one Jason Carter.
There's only one,
That part.
Baby Ruben.
Taffy.
I'll take one.
Cool. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, we're gonna be glad. What's up, Markeisha?
Hey, Markeisha.
Hey, Markeisha.
You know everybody Markeisha?
Markeisha, you still saved?
Yeah, hey, Markeisha. She probably not.
Today?
She probably not.
That part.
But anyway, man, it was a great weekend of movies.
It was.
Hobbs and Shaw came out this past weekend, and I give it maybe a 4.2 out of 5.
Hobbs and Shaw didn't do it for me like normal Fast and Furious movies.
But you can't compare it to a Fast and Furious.
First of all, if it has Fast and Furious on top of
it presents.
I don't care. I'm still judging it according to its predecessors. So I don't care what you say.
It presents.
Okay.
So
well,
I'll give it a 4.2.
Their first spinoff was okay. It wasn't great. First of all, they tried to get us to believe that old Jason Statham was the same age, almost close to the same age as that girl. You know that wasn't the same. Jason Statham is 417 years old.
True, because he's been in action movies for about 27 years.
Yeah,
and he looks the same.
And so they was trying to get us to believe that his sister was around about the same age, and she's actually 20 years younger than him. I didn't work for me.
Okay, so you really picked up on. You was smart.
I was paying
You was
attention.
smart.
Yeah,
You
I
was
paid
kind.
attention.
You was
Yeah.
important.
And then I didn't like Idris's role.
Why?
Idris, okay, so they spent too much time in the one scene where they did the Mark Twain or the Mick Jagger. Yeah, the Mick Jagger.
Oh, you talking about when they were tied up?
Yeah. Idris did way too much talk. I got bored. I was like, will you shut up and hurry up and do something?
But I don't think
make
he's
this-
been like. I think that was like his real first bad guy role.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. So I was kind of like, okay, he's cool on the fighting parts, but just don't let him talk for this scene. Like, don't let him talk for the movie.
he was the Black Superman, though.
But he was about Superman. Yeah.
But The Rock say that so
Some guns.
it is the Black Superman.
But the action scenes, the only thing that was really good was the airplane part.
At the
The
end.
action scenes are really kind of getting boring because they don't have any fluidity.
Well, you have to look at the director, because if you look at all of the Fast movies that you're probably not familiar, but Justin Lin.
No, I love all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, Justin Lin is
Justin
really
Lin is
good.
amazing. He
Mhm.
did Fast 5,
Right.
Fast 6,
Right,
Fast 7,
right.
and he
And
didn't do the
Furious
last.
8?
No,
He
he
didn't
didn't
do
do
Furious 8?
he didn't do
Okay.
Furious 8. But the first 3, and he also did Tokyo Drift.
Right.
I didn't like Tokyo Drift at first.
Tokyo Drift is my least favorite.
Right, but Tokyo
And-
Drift made sense after you saw Fast 5 and Fast
Right.
6.
Right.
So
But
Justin
it's still my
Lin,
least favorite.
but Justin Lin, his creativity and the amount of access that Universal Pictures gives him,
Mm-hmm.
it causes the Fast series to be amazing.
Right.
So this wasn't a Justin Lin film.
Right. And you could tell.
Oh yeah. So I forgot the name of the guy who directed this one, but he directed the first Deadpool,
Mm-hmm.
which was cool. But for it to be a spinoff, it kind of lacked
Right.
just a little bit. But I will give Idris, because I think they picked the
It
perfect
just
villain.
did good until the end. Like his talking scenes didn't make sense.
Okay,
You
yeah,
know, you see what I'm saying?
yeah, absolutely.
Like, I'm not giving them bad remarks because like they didn't do enough. It didn't fit. Certain stuff didn't fit. Like them going home, the way they transitioned, it's like transitioning from Break Every Chains to Power. I could make it biblical. I could make it churchy. Come on. Some people have no idea how to make that transition.
Right.
Some people are so good that they can make a transition from Break Every Chains to Power, Wonder,
Right.
because they're adept at changing at the right time.
Right.
Your transitions in movies are kind of like that. You got to transition us to make us, why are we going home? And then they took them home and they beat all this mechanics with old stuff.
Yeah.
So it didn't,
Whoop they tail.
right, whoop they tail with nothing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense.
But it's funny
Like
how
you're supposed to come out blasting when you come in. Like you don't come in talking, you come in
Right.
blasting.
But it's funny how you kind of just transition right into like the worship setting.
Yeah.
Like that's just like a worship leader going from
Yeah.
Break Every Chain to Power,
Right.
Wonder Working Power. Like now, how do we incorporate?
How do we
these two
incorporate that?
songs?
Yeah.
Because because the power of the Lord can
Mhm.
break every chain.
Can break every chain.
Hey.
But you have to make it make sense.
Right. Right.
So are we going fast to slow or are we going slow to fast?
Right.
And if we are, what's the song after Power
Mhm.
that's going to bring it all together?
Well, whatever the Lord
Right.
leads me.
Because some people transition.
The wind of God.
Their transition to the next song doesn't make sense of why they transition from that song to this one.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't fit. Like I can see you saying, "I need thee, oh I need thee every day, every hour. I need you. Oh bless me now, oh say." I get you going from that song to maybe something else, but you have to make it fit, and they didn't make it fit for me in Fast Five, in Shot Odds and Shot.
I need the to I smile.
Right, like that doesn't fit at all. Like that doesn't fit.
Where is the
There's no transition.
where is the
to that.
connection to
None
that?
whatsoever.
First of all, I smile is not a praise and worship song.
That part. That part.
Right.
And so
Special
you
music.
have to know how to transition, even in movies. And so they lost me when they didn't know how to transition from certain scenes to the next scene. You know, John Wick. Let's bring John Wick 3 up.
Okay, we can bring that back.
John Wick 3 is the perfect example of how to do a fast action film. They tried to do
1, 2, and 3.
right
Because
but I'm
one
just
goes
saying
into-
3. I'm just saying, but
Okay.
3. For me, 3 was so dynamic that you had no time to not pay attention.
right.
I had time in Fast and
Yeah.
Furious in Hobbs and Shaw to not pay attention.
ATK.
You know what I'm saying? I had time to not pay attention, and so it lost me in some places where most Fast and Furious movies, whether it's a spinoff or not, kind of keep you going, kind of
Yeah.
keep you what's next. You
I'm
know,
with
and I'll be honest with you, the Fast and Furious movies without Dominique Toretto is like Good Times without Florida. Good Times without JJ.
And I think that's why we didn't like Tokyo Drift, because he didn't come in until
Till the end.
the
The
very
very
end. The
We talking
very
about
end.
after the credits.
Right. He
end.
came in the very
So
end.
yeah, so like him.
Bow Wow
him-
never make a Fast and Furious ever again.
Please
So
don't.
Please don't.
We don't trust
Never
you. We
again.
don't even believe you.
No.
Ludacris
have-
did way better.
Yeah, we have no faith in you at all.
We have no faith.
We have to deal with Ludacris and Tyrese.
But I can
Bow
deal
Wow,
with them
no.
too.
Yeah.
Because they're dope. But it just without Dominique Toretto, it's a film. It's like Fridays without Ice Cube.
Right.
Come on, analogies.
Come on, you gotta
Come on,
come
you got
on,
much more
yeah,
knowledge.
yeah.
Shout out to Vin Diesel, man.
Yeah,
Vin
like-
Diesel is the greatest.
So you just need that, like it's certain characters you can't lose in a flip.
Yeah,
And like Dominic
Agreed.
Toretto not being there is like dumb.
yeah.
Unless you do like a prequel and then
But-
someone plays young Dominic.
But I think
Dominic.
the whole premise of Hobbs and Shaw was to incorporate what's the setup for Fast 9,
Right,
which comes out next summer.
right.
So if you pay attention to
Oh, I paid attention to
Okay.
all of the things.
so the person in the background,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
if you pay attention to Fast 8, you actually
Yeah.
know who that person is.
Right.
That's doing all of the
All the
talking.
movie, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I like then they added your boy from Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Now,
So-
that,
so
now,
we-
that was a perfect fit.
he was a perfect fit. Like his scenes made sense.
Right. Because the bounce off between him
Kevin
and The Rock.
Hart didn't make sense for me. I don't want to see Kevin Hart in Fast and Furious nothing. I just don't. I like him. He's great at what he does. He's great at his role. He does not fit in Fast nothing for me.
Spoiler alert, y'all, because that was one of the surprises.
Yeah. Oh, I spoiled
Yeah,
that for
I was so
I
mad at
spoiled
you.
Jason for that.
I was
'Cause
so mad at you.
mad. Like when I said I was mad that they put him into anything Fast and Furious, I was mad because I was just like, really?
Hey, you know it's so funny because
Mm-hmm.
when you were texting me that, I was literally buying my tickets online.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't even want to see it now. Like, dude, don't tell me the movie.
And I usually don't say nothing, but I was like, they got Kevin Hart in this bitch. I don't want to see another Rock and Kevin Hart movie ever again. Like,
Well, Jumanji comes out on Christmas Day.
that actually was funny. That actually was.
So the new
funny.
Jumanji.
Yeah, I can watch that one.
So they're
I
best
think-
friends. So I'm sure they.
But yeah, I hated him in Fast and Furious.
Yeah, so-
Hobbs and Shaw. He was terrible.
So that was just a mixed review with Hobbs and Shaw. Great music out. We got JJ Harrison, Youthful Praise,
Mhm.
Miracle Worker album out. It's available on all digital outlets. But we have another artist here.
But before we go to him,
Before,
let's talk about that real quick.
time out.
Hold on, give us a question. Give us a minute to question. Can we do one album of all of our own original music?
Absolutely.
Black folks don't do no original stuff no more. We just do everybody else stuff to make it sound better.
True.
And that's cool, but sometimes just be original. The Lord ain't giving you nothing, so you gotta go take
So that
somebody
means you
else's.
should be recording if the Lord ain't giving you nothing.
Come on.
Ooh.
Come on.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Come on. Like, I get it. Like, it seems like to be the trend, but it shouldn't be on every album.
True.
Give us you on some of these
Yeah.
albums. Like, I heard this before because Kurt did it. I heard this before Fred did it, but I want to hear Jacoya.
Right. I heard this before because Miranda did.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So I don't think, like, it's like, oh, well, let's put this on the album. And then the song that is not originally theirs is the best song on the album.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
You have no
Yeah.
originality. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we keep it all the way real. We keep it all
Note
the
to self. He like, note to self.
Record original songs.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing covers.
Yeah, I get
But
you.
on every album,
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with doing covers. Don't get me wrong. But the thing is, it has to fit.
yeah.
It has to fit.
And what's the story of the album?
Right.
Are you
What's
just
the
putting
direction of
songs-
your
Yeah,
album?
yeah.
Even what's the direction of your EP?
Yeah.
You know, are you taking notes?
Absolutely.
Take notes. Because like when Kirk did his album, if you listen to the song and where they're put,
It's a
it
whole
goes perfect
story.
from 1 to 10.
It's a whole story.
I need a story. I'm not really one that listens to CDs that it just like they just put together an album and put together some artists. Unless it's a compilation, then it makes sense.
Right.
But if it's not a compilation, I don't want to hear it. If it ain't Wild 2000 and something,
2080.
Right.
You
We're gonna
know,
have Wild Gospel forever, y'all.
they're gonna have Wild.
Wild Gospel will
They
never
ain't just
die.
gonna say Wild 2000. It's just Wild Lit.
Wild everything.
Okay, now we
That's,
can do this
that's
interview.
good stuff. I need
But
to do
yeah,
My godbrother from Cincinnati, shout out to Fred James. He
shout out
said,
Fred
that. Shout out to
James.
Fred James.
Call to Worship. He used to sing a group called Call to Worship. He said, some people just singing just because I believe every artist should be able to write. Some people are just singing to be singing. But he believed that every artist should be able to write.
Right.
Which is true, because you have some artists that don't write, but everybody writes for them.
And some people that need not to write.
True.
Some people need not to write because some people can't talk or spell. Some people are good with other people's words.
Yeah,
And that-
true.
if you got a team,
Spell.
if you got a team that writes well, cool.
Right.
Because
Right.
some people don't need to write. Because I've heard some people write and try to put sentences together, and I'm like, you can't talk in sentence form.
Sentences.
So please don't write in sentence form.
They spelling Jesus G-E.
That part, yeah.
No.
They spell it G. Yeah, that's not Jesus. That's G.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah.
man.
So and then a lot of these people are putting together songs that have no word to them.
Right.
The one thing I can say that I love about the old school songs is a lot of them had words
Right.
attached. Like you knew,
Yeah.
oh, that came from Ephesians chapter. You see what I'm saying? Like, give me some word in the song. I need this to deliver me from what I'm going through.
Right.
Deliverance comes from the word.
Absolutely. Somebody said, true, also worship is personal and there should be some sign. But of course, writing is practice. It's a practice, talent, and gift.
Absolutely.
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 Agreed, bro.
And it's a talent and gift that you can get from the Lord
Yeah.
if you go to Him.
Right. Right.
But you
But we
gotta
talked
go
about
to-
this last
You
week.
got to go to Him.
Right. We talked about this last week. We have a lot of artists that are writing but have no word in it.
Have no word whatsoever. So it's
It doesn't have to be every song,
Mhm.
but have some sort of backdrop to where you can go and connect to the word.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus, I love you so much. Strike me down so I can fall down the stairs. Where in the word is that?
I
That's
don't
not
want to
word.
be struck down.
No, I don't want to
First
be
of all,
struck
the
down.
Bible say humble yourself. That's
Right.
what's wrong with a lot of saints. They want the Lord to strike them down, and He doesn't strike well.
No.
When it comes to striking foes down,
No.
he opens up whole earths.
Anyway,
The Lord opens up whole earths. You might not want Him to strike you down. The Bible say it always say. Have you ever noticed? It always say humble yourself.
right. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely, man.
all right, go ahead.
Okay.
Shout out to Husky, man. That was our weekend review
Yeah.
with music and movies. We kind of moved to this interview because time is getting far spent. We're so happy to have Jacoy Griffin in the
You
building.
are so churchy.
What, in the
Time is
building?
getting far spent.
Far spent. I can't help it, man. I was raised Church of God in Christ.
We know. That's how I do what you were talking about. You said far spent.
Far spent. And Saints still don't listen, But we're so happy to have Jacoy Griffin in the house, man. He's an awesome worship leader. He is a songwriter, and he can sing. Not just sing, he can sing.
He gonna sing today for us.
Yeah, we're gonna ask him to sing
We're
today.
gonna put him on blast and see if he sings for us. One of them Acapulco songs.
Right, we're gonna sing this one in Acapulco.
Yeah.
But man, thank you so much for coming, man.
problem,
I appreciate you coming,
No problem.
man. And tell our viewers a little bit about you. Who was Jacoy Griffin? The man, the myth, the legend.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jacoy Griffin. I am a native of Michigan.
What part?
Ben Harbor.
Ben Harbor,
Benton
Michigan?
I'm sorry.
Benton Harbor.
We call it Ben Harbor.
Ben Harbor.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm from Ohio, so I say Ben Harbor.
Okay.
You from
Yeah.
Ben Harbor?
Ben Harbor.
Y'all
Yeah.
water good over there.
No, yeah.
Ben Harbor. Yeah.
Okay.
That's Flint.
You gotta ask though. You
Don't
gotta
come
ask
from
to
Michigan
say.
and
You
Ohio,
gotta
though.
ask to say so.
Don't come for
I'm from Pennsylvania, so I get it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
Right.
get it. Yeah, I'm from Pennsylvania, so I get it. You know.
So you're about 2.5 hours from the crib. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm from Toledo. So
Yeah. So then, what else is there? I moved out here almost 4 years ago on a command from God. Long and short, picked up and moved, and I have no regrets.
This is why I asked him on the show.
What else?
Our stories are similar, so you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
My grandmother got me started. She started me singing at a very early age. She was in a quartet for like 40 some years. So I hated it then, but I got a more appreciation for it now.
So you like quartet music?
Yeah.
So let me see you clap your hands. I just got one question. So they say that about 40 times.
I grew up on quartet. I like some of it. I don't like all of it, but that's my roots.
Okay.
My roots. And some of it I don't. Not. Amen.
Quartet is the only
Quartet is good.
music form that you can do and use one beat.
For
Fast
every
or
song.
slow.
Yeah, I do. Verse, chorus,
Yeah, fast or slow.
Yeah.
You gotta have a pack of Marlboros.
Few missing soldiers.
Yeah.
So you're a Dallas transplant from Benton Harbor, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
I read up on your biography a little bit and said you went to Western Michigan University. What did you study there? Like
Social work and music.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was that like being at Western Michigan? Because Western Michigan is a pretty dope school.
Western's
versus
really nice.
Eastern Michigan.
I've only been to Eastern a couple of times. But Western was real good. I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go to HBCU. Every door was shut, so I know I was supposed to be at Western. I met pretty much all of my best friends there.
Awesome.
Met a lot of good people. I feel like that was a place where I kind of actually got to grow and learn more about myself, more about my gift, and more about like what God wanted me to do.
Mm-hmm.
So Western itself was fun, party school.
Did you partake?
A few times. It wasn't my thing, but I went. Parties were lit.
That's what's up, man.
Western was good.
So what, like, you say the Lord brought you here on a command. What actually happened? What was your transition like moving to Dallas? Like the story, because there's always a great story, with great people when they come here. So what was your story like coming to Dallas?
I try to be brief. That's what all kinds of say when they take
Man,
a million minutes.
We got whole 30 minutes.
So I remember working full time at the psych ward and at a youth crisis shelter.
Mm-hmm.
I remember reading a book by it's called The Destiny Bridge by Kevin LeVar, I think. He was also a singer. So I was reading that book and it was kind of challenging me to trust God a little more with my life. So I also remember going through counseling to kind of deal with some other stuff. And part of the counseling program is to kind of help you to know, one, hear the voice of God, and then know why God created you. So once I got that, I asked God, okay, well, what is the next step?
Mm-hmm.
And as clear as day, it was move to Dallas, Texas. I had never been to Dallas. I had never been to Texas. I had never lived outside of Michigan. So I started praying, talking to accountability partners, talking to mentors, just to kind of get guidance. And in a year's time, I pretty much picked up and moved.
Wow.
So it was scary. I didn't want to leave. I was very comfortable.
Were you by yourself? Because you're going to be by yourself and not so much have that family backbone like you did in Michigan, but just moving to a whole another so far southwest, state. And how was that? Those first 90 days, should I say, or even the first year?
Hated it.
Really?
Hated it. Yeah, I kept my car packed for like the first 2 months.
Wow.
Just in case I decided to go back home.
Wow.
But Texas is very different. I can adapt to situations, but I don't always like to.
Mm-hmm.
So it was challenging. I guess I learned a lot more about myself and like areas that I didn't trust God in, areas I needed to grow up in. So that was the biggest thing that I've kind of learned. Still I'm learning. It was challenging.
So like what would like some of the, you don't have to explain if you don't want to, but like what were some of the challenges that you experienced like your first year, like being in such a big city, in such a big state? Because when I say we have similar stories, like the Lord I had literally maybe 90 days to pack up and move here. Literally. I came here June of 2015 for a worship. I was actually the worship leader, the guest worship leader at the church I attend now, Limitless Church. And the pastor was like, man, I see, I normally don't do this. Shout out to Pastor G. Lane Robinson. I normally don't do this, but man, I had a dream about you and I see you helping us here. And I had no intention of moving here. I was so comfortable living in Ohio.
Yep.
And there was no intention of me moving to Dallas. And he said, I just see you here. And I'm like, I'm not quitting my good government job
right. Right.
for church, for a church gig. So, but that wasn't the case, man. And like on my plane ride home, God just began to speak to me. He was like, watch me. And it was just like, okay. And I'm like, in my head, it's like with my job, it takes like 6 to 18 months to do out of state transfer just to be even considered. And I put it in, I got home, I put it in on a Friday. With my job, I got it on a Monday. I got the answer back on a Monday. I had to move 3 weeks later. And been here 4 years. So it's like, like I had no room to think about it, no room to, do anything, but I trusted God and doors have been open. So it's like when you're speaking about your story, I'm like, man, this is so familiar. Like, and you were saying like 4 years, like I moved in September of 2015. Like this is crazy. So yeah, man. So yeah. So well, like what were the challenges that you experienced moving here your first year? Like I know you're homesick. We all get that.
Yeah, a little. I think the biggest challenge was like learning to trust God and learning to not be in control of my life so much.
Yeah.
Like I sing a lot about trusting God,
Mhm.
and I can do that easy. But when it comes
Can
to
do,
time
absolutely.
to trusting Him,
Yeah.
it's like, God, I'm good. Like I'm comfortable here.
Yeah.
Just leave me here. Just catch me if I fall. So that was the biggest challenge. And I saw God move in ways that I would have never saw Him move in those ways had I not trusted Him in those ways.
So was it almost like since you've been here, there's a different mindset about you?
Yep.
Like, and it's almost like when you go home, you're not like the same Jacoy that everybody think you were, like thinking wise and spiritual wise, because I'm not the same Jason I was 4 years ago. I think everybody should have some sort of evolution about them.
Should.
But yeah, man, it's just like a different mindset.
Yep.
And so it's good to go home, but in my case, I love to go home, but about 48 hours, I'm ready to come back to Texas. I'm ready to come back to Texas.
Yeah, it's a different mindset. Like I'm from a small city, so
Mhm.
being down here, you talk to a lot of different people who have different backgrounds and it kind of challenges your thinking. So
Yeah.
I've been around some really good people who have pushed me to grow up. And when I go back home now, like I don't always notice my growth. Friends are like, oh, a couple of years ago, this would not have been your response. So there's been some growth, even if it's this much.
Some growth. Some growth. And that's awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
But are you a worship leader anywhere in the city? What are you doing here in the city now?
So I have a 9 to 5.
Okay.
God has not
We all do.
told me to leave my job
Right.
and just trust Him in that area like that yet.
Some are entrepreneurs behind this camera. And we thank God.
But yeah, I'm working a 9 to 5 in the mortgage industry. I'm also, I don't want to say a part-time worship leader, but I do music also.
Awesome.
I'm not at a specific church every Sunday singing, but I do serve at Vive City Church. Shout out to Pastor Brandon Davis and Mishi. Vive City is a church in the North Dallas area. And also I'm a member of Encounter Church, Bishop Gary Oliver in Fort Worth, member area.
Wow.
And I just joined that team. I've only been there about a year and a half, so I just
Okay.
joined the team in June.
Awesome.
So I had to make sure I was sure of my decision.
All right. So you are a recording artist. You are also a background singer. And tell me some of the people that you've sung background for. I know you did something with Maurice Griffin not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my boy Maurice.
Shout out to Maurice.
What's going on, man? But who are the other artists that you have worked with? And then we'll talk about your personal ministry.
So I think Maurice is one of the first opportunities I had. Did his live recording, the background's first live recording. So if you haven't got his music, it's 2 singles available.
Yeah.
Go get them now.
Go get them. They're awesome.
Then I had the opportunity to sing background for Ty Tribbett. How
was that?
I'm still tired. It was fun. He's super cool. The background singers are super cool. But
So
it was
you
a
got it.
workout.
So were you with like Jermaine Dolly and all of them?
No, it was here in Fort Worth.
Okay.
At
Cool.
Potter's House, Fort Worth.
Cool.
Yeah, we did a concert there October of 16, I would
Mhm.
say. Yeah, we did a concert. So
And
one
you-
of the singers, shout out to Sharon, and she actually hit me up for the opportunity.
That's cool, man.
Sharon Ann is dope.
She's good people, real good people.
Yeah, so, like, tell me about a little bit about the Ty Tribbett experience. I know everybody knows Ty is he's radical. If you can- that's the only word I can really think of about Ty Tribbett. So, just like, how was that experience for you? Like, man, God, you really outdoing yourself with this opportunity. Because any opportunity, especially to that level, that's something, and that's all God. Sometimes,
Yeah.
you know.
It was surreal. Like when I got the text, I'm like, So of course I had a million and one reasons why I couldn't. Like, I don't have the best range.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can sing and dance at the same. I just had a bunch of excuses, but that was my mindset.
Wow.
But I decided to accept the challenge. But it was fun. It was refreshing. Still surreal. Fun.
A couple of years later,
Right.
it's real.
I actually sang with Ty Tribbett.
It looks good on your resume, though.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
A lot of fun. Good people.
Cool, man. Shout out to Ty Tribbett.
Yeah.
You may be watching one of these days on the old. We can go on YouTube. But you are a recording artist, man, and you did a EP a couple of years ago, correct? Never Alone kind of stuck out to me because I recently just heard it, and I'm like, man, this is just like it's like a connection, and the lyrical content that you have for that, man, it really just kind of just touched me, So it's an amazing song, but then also you have a new single out called "Mighty You Are,"
Yes,
and let's talk about your EP, and then let's talk about your latest single. Go get it on all digital outlets.
All of it.
Yeah, go get all of it. Go buy it. Y'all buy 99 cents in Wendy's, but go buy this man's music. But let's talk about the EP first. And
the EP, I remember, I think I was preparing to move here, and I was kind of in a place where I didn't want to get dormant with my gift.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt like God was prompting me to start to release music, and I was scared. So Never Alone, I was actually in my apartment, and I was dealing with like loneliness and just kind of feeling like I'm surrounded by people who I know love me and have my best interests at heart, but I still feel alone.
Yeah.
So God was just kind of ministering to me like at my apartment, and the only thing He was saying to me was, "Jacory, you're never alone. You're never alone," repeatedly. So I'm like, hey, you got, I'm never alone. I'm never alone. So I started crying, and then I started singing to myself and ministering to myself, and that's how the song came about. Now I tried to get real deep, and I was trying to write verses. So I got my Bible, I got my notebook with church notes, thesaurus, dictionary.
And it wasn't that deep.
God is just like, Jacory, write from your heart.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I need to have the best words. Jacory, write from your heart. So I put everything down, and I just started writing how I felt.
Yeah.
And that's how the verses came easy. And I normally struggle with verses. So Never Alone came about, and then I hit shout out to Gabe Carter. He actually produced and wrote the second two songs.
Shout out to Gabe Carter.
I heard You Are Apophysis. I didn't want to have just one single. I was like, I need a couple more songs. So I heard that, and I related to the message. So I'm like, can I cover the song? So you allowed me to cover the song You Are, which is the second track. And then I needed a third
I did not
song.
know that was a cover song.
Yep.
That's pretty dope.
Tracks 2 and 3 from Never Alone I covered.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
See, I was talking about covers earlier. I'm like,
no, but if it fits you, if it fits, then by all means, But you have some artists that do covers and it don't fit.
Yeah,
it don't fit.
That's all.
That's like James Hall doing all is bad, it don't fit.
Not at all.
Yeah. So then only one for me, I needed like a third track, just like something a little more simple, no background, just being an instrument. So that's how that one came about. I didn't know anything about releasing music. I didn't know anything about copyright music. So it was a learning experience.
Wow.
So put that out, and then finally got hard copies after that. Yeah, so it's been a learning experience since April of 2016 about how to release music and
That's dope, man.
what my sound is and all that kind of stuff.
So you got this new single out. You got
Yeah.
an EP, and you were like, okay, it's not enough. Let me release another single. How did Mighty You Are come about?
I actually wrote that, I want to say 2013.
Really?
So I wrote that before I wrote Never Alone.
Wow.
But I just kind of set it on the shelf. It's out of my comfort zone,
Mhm.
and it challenges my range, it challenges my vocal ability. So I'm like, if I'm gonna release that as a single, I need to be able to deliver that live every time. I wasn't ready. So I was thinking about doing a project. I'm still working on a new project, and I let a few people hear it. Like, that needs to be a single. I'm like, you don't like the slow song over here? Tone? No.
But everybody.
That's your single. Man, I can't sing that live. I like the single. Okay, so shout out to Will Sanders, Rashawn Griffin, and Kayla Williams. They all pushed me to do the single.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wrote it in 2013. I think I started with the chorus, and then the verses came later.
Mhm.
And it was just kind of like one of those times I was just kind of in my own zone, writing what I felt. And Yeah, Jashawn actually produced it. Kayla actually sang background on it. She's singing soprano. And yeah, they really pushed me and helped me to get everything else. I just released it June of this year.
That's super
And
dope.
I'm glad
And I bought it. I bought it. I didn't Spotify it or anything. I bought it. Praise the Lord. I bought it. Amen. No. So yeah, Mighty Art. So what's next? What's like? Are we gonna get a full album from you? 15, 16 songs?
I don't know about that. That's a lot. That's a lot. I'm working on a new project. I'm looking at maybe 10 songs max.
Awesome.
I'm just trying to. God gave me like an original idea thing, but now I'm just trying to. I'm actually kind of straying away from writing. I like to do covers. So God is like,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I like, I needed to hear this word about not covering everybody else's music. Write your own. But I have some songs that I've written that'll be on a new project.
super.
But yeah, 10 songs max, and I did.
I mean, I'm gonna
half of them. Right,
like. There's nothing wrong with covers, man. Let's reiterate.
But it was a conviction.
Right.
It was a conviction.
Right. But it was like, if you're gonna do 10 songs of covers, just throw it on SoundCloud,
Yep.
and we forgive you. But I'm not buying 10 covers
I'm not buying them.
because I can sing them
That's real.
myself.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
To myself.
You know, because we want to know the artist, and I'm actually at a place with artists to where like I want to hear from your heart. You know, I want to hear the once you write from your heart. You know, it touches other people. You know, because it comes from a deep and dark place, or it just comes from a place that God has given you. You know, so nothing wrong with covers. Just go on SoundCloud. I agree. Yeah, man. So when are we looking for your full project to release?
As far as the fun part,
Yeah,
I think I'm just learning to like take my time and not rush it.
yeah,
And that's challenge.
yeah. Independent artists, take heed. If you record it 1 week, we do not need it on iTunes in 2 weeks.
If you record it in a week, I need to be in the session with you to know what you're doing.
Right.
That's quick.
Right. Really quick.
And it could be sometimes some people don't have the people. Sometimes it's not that you can't record it. You don't have the right people around you to motivate you to want to record.
Yeah.
Like if Tupac was here and he was recording, let's get in the booth. Like he's recording 30 songs a day. Like then you want it, but some people, sometimes it cannot be you. It could be the people you're around that say, "Oh, that's why I'm so slow." They put theirs out every 4 years, but you're not Kurt.
Yeah.
Right.
Can't afford to put out a song every 4 years.
And what we always say,
4 years.
that part.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do that.
You
Like,
you're not D'Angelo.
yeah,
Right.
like
You know, you can't do a project every 6 years, and
Yeah.
you know,
like some of us not built like that.
That's right.
And you got to know your role.
Amen.
That's right.
And some of us is like, dang, it took you 6 years to put out this. Wait again. Wait again. Yeah.
Oh man.
So let me ask you a question. So what do you feel like?
We got 7 minutes. 44 minutes on YouTube.
Gotcha. What do you feel like as an artist and someone who really puts time into what they do? What do you feel like is your biggest drawback when it comes to putting together songs for you?
Biggest drawback.
Because you can write for everybody, but as far as
Because I'm about to ask this Negro to write for me.
right,
You're exercising that gift. Biggest drawback when I'm putting out music for myself. I think I'm always trying to be comfortable with what I write. Like I don't want to put out something and just say, okay, I wrote this and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
does this make sense? Is it something that I can relate to? Is it relatable? Is it singable? Is it catchy? Is it something that somebody will listen to 20 years from now?
I mean, even with that, man, I think if you write it, I think don't go in the mindset of thinking that, because it may not even be for you.
This is true,
But
I still want to be comfortable.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like I keep everything that I write, but some stuff I'm like, okay, is this the time to release this? I'm just, I guess, a little more careful. with what I
God's
put out.
time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that, I would say it's probably the biggest.
Yeah.
One of the biggest, at least.
That is dope. What else did I have to ask you? So as a independent artist and I want to say fairly new recording artist, a fairly new independent recording artist, like what are the ups and downs of the whole recording portion of it, like with the finances and who can produce it and coming up with the good musicians, and because not everybody can play in studio. Not everybody can play in church. So
Yeah.
what was that process like for you? Finding different musicians and singers.
So for me, like when I meet people, I never meet people and I never meet them and remember them just so that I can call them to do this for me. I just meet people for who they are.
Absolutely.
So when it comes time for looking for people to do stuff, I forget like, oh, I know this person to do this.
Yeah.
I don't look at people as titles, as
Mhm.
jobs. So that's one thing I had to learn is just to trust people and look who's around me that I trust. Finances, it takes a lot of money to do quality work.
Yes, it does.
It also takes time. And then also finding the right people who get you as a person, who get you as an artist to release or produce something that is you and not somebody else. Then trusting them to do that, trusting their timing. With the single, Deshaun was like, bro, just trust me. I'm like, bro, like I have a deadline. I want to get it out by this day. This is my timeline. He's like, it just takes a little more time. So just learning to trust the people that you're trusting. But it wasn't difficult at all to find the people to play. Deshaun actually helped a lot with that. I know a ton of singers, but also it's like, who do I trust? Who do I want on this project?
Yeah.
Who do I want on this particular song?
Because I believe that, trusting singers as well, because you don't want a clashing of, I want to say it without being so deep, a clashing of spirits.
That's
Because
real. That's real.
even in your background vocals, you can have one of probably the most greatest session background singer in the world, but if their life is not living according to what you're singing about, even in the studio, it could possibly affect the singer as well. So
Yeah. And I even when I'm looking at singers, I also pay attention like personality. Like it's 1,000,001 dope singers here,
Yeah.
but who do I mesh well with? Who meshes well together? Who sounds good together? Sounds good together.
yeah, man.
So I pay attention to that kind of stuff too when I'm considering people. But everybody said yeah and helped with no issue. So it was
good, man. Yeah, man. So everybody check out Mighty You Are by Jacoy Griffin. It's available on all digital outlets.
Yep.
But go buy it. Google Play, iTunes,
Amazon Music.
Go buy it. $1.29, 99¢. You guys go to McDonald's and buy that. So,
I'd be forever grateful.
You'd be forever grateful. So we support independent artists. So before we're almost out of time, but man, I ask every guest, every single guest that comes on the show, man, what are their top 10 favorite movies and music? So let's see if we can get a comparison. Husky, you ready?
Stay ready.
You stay ready? Let's see, because it's one particular artist that everybody is a connection, except for Christina Bridgewater.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Just had to give her a look. Shout out to the Bridgewaters. Look, give it to me, man. What you got?
All right, top 10 movies in no particular order. 5 Heartbeats, Home Alone, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, Home Alone 3, Coming to America, Book of Eli, Columbiana, Mouse Hunt, Temptation, and Lean on Me.
Temptation. Tyler Perry, Temptation? Yep. Okay.
That was really good.
Okay. Mouse Hunt. That's the first.
Mouse?
Like 1970.
It is the first.
Yeah.
That is.
Wow, that's the first.
It is.
We've had a lot of Coming to America.
Everybody said Coming to America.
Yeah, we had a few Home Alone, because Naya's favorite was Home Alone 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's okay. That's a pretty cool list. Columbiana.
Really good.
My baby mom. I mean,
Zoe.
Yeah.
Zoe Saldana.
Zoe is fine in real life.
Yeah, so those are movies.
Yeah.
Okay, your top 10 favorite albums of all time.
This was challenging, but in no particular order.
Always.
My Heart Depends on You by Shay Norman. If you don't know who Shay Norman is,
God rest his soul.
you have to go check out his project. Alive in South Africa, Israel New Breed, Human by Brandy, Go by Daniel Johnson, I Just Want to Hear You by Deion Kipping and New Covenant, Better by James Ziegler, What a Beautiful Name by Gerard and Jovan. It's like 5 songs, but I'll play it.
Yeah. Shout out to them, Nashville.
Get Lifted, John Legend, Fighting Gravity, Markel, and Kingdom by The Sound of New Breed. And The Sound of New Breed is actually, I think there were 6 original New Breed members from Israel New Breed.
I think it's like an orange. Yeah. They did like
New Breed. Who are those? Check them out. They say
they're dope. They're dope because their version of
You Are Good.
Yeah, and Alpha and Omega on there.
That's my favorite.
Super dope.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. So shout out to that. He didn't say Kim Burrell though.
I
I didn't either.
You didn't, but a
Kim
lot of
is
people had
dope.
Everlasting Life on there.
but I'm just now getting around to it. But like in college,
Really?
I was introduced to it. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening in music. I know it's good, but now I'm just not. She's a beast.
Yeah.
She's a beast.
So, man, thank you so much for being on the
No
show
problem.
today, man. You have to come back. So I'm
Let
gonna
me
invite you back. I'm gonna invite you back. And shout out to our sponsors, Guyami Furniture and Accents. We love them so much. Thank you so much for believing in us. Once again, if you need any kind of furniture needs, please hit them up at 866-493-6387, or you can go on their website at GuyamiFurniture.com, GYENYAME Furniture.com. I am your boy. I'm your host, Jason Carter. We will be back. This is the season finale. We'll be back next month with an all brand new lineup. We got Jabari Johnson. 2 weeks. I'm sorry. 2 weeks. We got Jabari Johnson. We got Carlton Banks. We got David Mann. They're all coming.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, guys. Thank you for tuning in today, and thank you for watching. We love you. We'll see you next week. Peace. That's it. Next week. We're gonna edit that. I'm so used to saying next week, man. So used to it. Man, thank you, man. I hope we weren't too weird for you.
I just